We fall, we break, we fail. But then, we rise, we heal, we overcome. I choose to live by choice, not by chance. To be motivated, not manipulated. To be useful, not used. To make changes, not excuses. To excel, not compete. I choose self-esteem, not self-pity. I choose to listen to my inner voice, not the random opinions of others. I choose to do the things others will not, so I can continue to do the things others cannot. Fate whispers to the warrior, "You cannot withstand the storm." The warrior replied, "I am the storm."
This is Doc's Daily Dose, and you are a warrior.
Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose. I'm your host, Coach Doc. All right, so it's week 2 of the videos. I think I'm getting the lighting a little bit better. I definitely now have the intro and outro videos added in with the intro and outro audio y'all love from the podcast. We'll keep working on it. I think the next step for me is no longer using this little mic here, but to have an extended mic. I just have to kind of set that up, but we're getting there. I told you, I'm getting better. And so also on Spotify, I can upload the videos. And so I'm wondering if you're having an issue just getting the audio while you're driving. But I looked it up and it said that for Spotify, you can toggle on or off the video and just get the audio. So give it a shot. Let me know if it works. We'll figure this thing out. If I have to separate it as audio and just put the videos on YouTube, I'll do that. Matter of fact, I think I might do that. Yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, you know what? Executive decision right here now. Go ahead and go to my YouTube channel, Coach Doc, if you want to check out the video version of the podcast. I'll put the first one up that's coming this Wednesday because, you know, I record ahead of time. I'll put it up on Spotify and see what happens, just because maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. Well, let's talk about what I want to talk about from this week. So you know that I love to pull inspiration and I love to get message or reflections from the little ones. They're always just sharing something so brilliant that it just blows my mind. And if you have little ones around you, pay attention. And this past week, something interesting happened on the drive home from school. So my youngest one, who's 10, Adris, he is going to school. It takes like an hour to get there, an hour to get home. It's his last year there. Not doing that anymore. Anyways, in the car, he tends to like to play the game, Would You Rather? Would you rather, you know, have $1 million, or would you rather have a masseuse every day of your life? Would you rather have a personal chef or a driver or a maid, right? And we'll play this game and he'll look it up on the phone to have things to kind of go back and forth, and it just sparks conversation. And so the other day while we were driving, he goes, if you had 3 wishes, if a genie came and gave you 3 wishes, what would be your 3 wishes? And, you know, I kind of talked about, you know, wanting to have my family compound and some other things, just doing some random 3 wishes. Honestly, I can't even remember my 3 wishes outside of the first one because of how floored I was by his answer. And so after I give my 3 wishes, I turn to him and I go, all right, well, if you have 3 wishes, what would you want to wish for? And he was like, well, wouldn't you want to wish for more wishes? And I was like, see, that's part of the rule. Part of the rule is you cannot wish for someone to fall in love with you. And number 2, you can't wish for more wishes. And he goes, well, then I wish for more genies. Have you ever heard that answer before in your life? I will wish for more genies. I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you found the loophole. You thought outside of the box. The parameters were set. No falling in love, no extra wishes. So what did you do? Well, just give me more genies. And as we were driving home for the rest of the trip talking, but also finding myself in silence, I went, at what point did we stop thinking like little kids? Where there were no limits, there were no boundaries. And any boundaries imposed upon us, we just find something that fits outside that box, but within that boundary. When did we stop doing that? When did we stop letting our imaginations run wild and be free? And think in a way in which we can always meet our destination for our desired outcome. I don't know. I try to remember like maybe when that happened for me. And I think it was probably around 11, 10 years old, my son's age, when serious adult issues hit my life and I kind of gave up on being a kid. I was like, well, it's adult stuff now. No more of that. I got to be kind of grown up. I know grown up things now. And I got to move forward and I got to take care of what I got to take care of because I don't know who's going to take care of me. And there's some point in your life that switch flipped. Can you remember when it was? Do you know what it was? That took that innocence, that childlike awe and wonder and discovery away? I think it was when I found out that, there was drugs involved in my house. And everything started to make sense. But we can always get that inspiration back. We can always go back to that way of thinking. It's going to take some practice. We've been adults for a while. That moment of me being 10 and that being shut off is over 30 years ago. So I've got 30 years of training of not thinking in that way and allowing the outside forces to impose these walls on me. So I have to break that habit. It's going to take a long time and I got to be patient. But I also have to recognize that I can stop following those walls that are blocking me in and start thinking for myself, thinking outside the box, finding the loophole, thinking like a child. All the possibilities. Imagine everything. So take a little inventory. At what point did you lose that imagination, that thrill, that creativity? I know when I did. And when are you going to decide to get it back? When are you going to start wishing for more genies? When are you going to start opening up your mind to say, this is possible. I just have to go about it a different way. I have to find the loophole. I have to find where I have some wiggle room within the parameters that are set up. Because we can't get rid of some of those parameters, right? I mean, the parameters here of what I'm doing right now. This is what it is until I start thinking outside the box. I'll give you another example where this played out for me perfectly, where I was like, all right, how would my little one think about this? And it was just a tech thing. I was trying to put together the intro and outro videos for these podcast videos. And I know that you guys love the quotes and phrases going on at the begin and in the end so much that when I took them out recently, a couple months ago, people were like, oh, we missed that. Can you put it back? And so I did. But I said to myself, okay, my computer can't run my Adobe Premiere software. And the other one we had that used to be able to run it is crashed out. So I either have to go buy this thousands of dollars worth of stuff or try to figure out how to do it on my phone with some of the apps that I have. And I tried it and I created something last week, but just wasn't happy with it. And then I was like, how am I going to do this? And I sat down and just thought, what would Adris do? What would little guy do? He would go to the internet, search up free videos he could download. He would place them in the app. He would overlay some things, hide some things so that he can be creative. And there's like, it's not really hiding well and it doesn't match up. Oh, the opacity, I can bring it down so it just completely becomes invisible. And he would upload it to his Google Drive for school because that's the only place he has access to an email. And then from there, he would download it. I think I can do that. And I did. And so without my fancy Adobe Creative Cloud stuff that I have, which I still want to be able to use, I was able to just use my iPhone and Google to create these intro outro videos, which it may not be the best, but I'm pretty proud of them. Point being, don't allow that first thought of no, this can't be done, and those parameters saying you have to do it this way to stop you in your tracks. Instead, start to think outside the box like the little ones. No limitations, everything possible, complete discovery of self and the world around you. It's a freeing feeling. It's a powerful feeling. And it's one that, quite frankly, makes you feel awesome. Because I know my little guy felt awesome in that moment when he knew he had cracked the code. And so, hey, keep on wishing for more genies. I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. And much love always.
Be grateful for adversity, for it forces the human spirit to grow. For surely, the human character is formed not in the absence of difficulty, but in our response to difficulty.
Thank you for listening to Doc's Daily Dose. I truly appreciate you. The ability to be honest and show strength and vulnerability doesn't happen without you pressing play. If you've got any suggestions, any ideas, or simply want to help make this show bigger and better, at the end of the show notes here, please feel free to donate and support Doc's Daily Dose. If you've got any questions that you want me to answer on the podcast, well, hit me up. A simple email, coachdoc@muchlovealways.com. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter on muchlovealways.com and check out anything else on the website. Again, I'm truly thankful for you. Much love always.